Hello guys, what's up? I am GojiFan98's and welcome back for another new video for today. Today I am going to talk about the next entrance for my GojiFan98's Kong-A-Thon. Today I'm going to take a look at the second entrance for King Kong movie with Son of Kong. Came out in 1933 of December. The same year where the original Kong came out. So, well, we do have a... After that one, we have a son of version with a monster character like son of Frankenstein, son of Dracula, even son of Godzilla. Now, let's talk about history about King Son of Kong. After the original King Kong was successful in the box office, it followed up for sequel, which came out in December of the same year, 1933. Before it was actually Son of Kong, there was another idea. It was written in 1933. It was called... Well, there's a lot of idea was meant to be happen. Was titled The New Adventure of King Kong. That was concept by Mary C. Cooper. But it was supposed to be followed after the events for Son of Kong. It was nearly followed after another Kong movie. And so that... This movie, Son of Kong, takes place right after the events from the previous movie, where Robert Armstrong character plays Carl Devin once again. And in between after the events, Carl was actually got sued by many people on New York for a follow after Kong's rampage in Manhattan. Yes, that's what happened if you brought the animal like this to bring in civilization and did not go so you fought about it. Goes in a rampage, then your endo got trouble. Robert Armstrong did an amazing job portraying Carl, and it was so nice to have him back in action as Carl Devin one more time. Before, other idea was meant to have him to come back in another Kong movie before it was never happened. So, Carl and his old friend Skipper from the last movie was headed to different places until they met a new girl who was actually a daughter of one of the show who was working on the show for the live monkeys when they played guitar and drums and everything. And Carl soon learned that the one thing he didn't know on Kong's Island, there was a treasure was located on the island. So he decided to go back there, and while we were there, Skipper, Carl, and that new girl character, and Charlie, the Chinese cook, got thrown out of the boat. Well, Charlie actually got off the boat by himself because the crew did not like him for no reason. And the crew decided to get rid of him because of don't want to go back to the same thing what happened to the crew in the previous movie. And there, along with that guy who gave Carl a map of Kong's home for the first time back in the first movie about debut back when he was mentioning. When they reach on the island, the villager did not want anyone to go. Don't want Carl and anyone goes back in the village because they're mad about for having Kong destroy their village by telling to leave. Yeah, if I was the island chief, I might say that, like, you're not welcome here. Get out of my home. Yeah, just like that. But there, Carl and the girl character met Kong's kid that Carl didn't know that Kong had a son. They help him to get him out of the quicksand when they pushed a tree. When Carl pushed a tree down to help him get him out. But it works. Kong's kid was actually fighting a giant bear. Even other creature on the island. Until when they found the treasure, but it soon learned the island started sinking. Some of the villagers on the island got killed during the earthquake when the island was sinking. But when Kong's kid got stuck and he saved Carl's life, and it cost his life, well, Kong's son actually dies, and it was the most sad moment in this film. So Son of Kong is my least favorite movie, but I really kind of upset that poor Kong's kid died. So after Son of Kong, there was no one making any more King Kong movie to follow up after the events. Like, there was supposed to be going another King Kong movie. It supposed to be came out in 1934, titled Tarzan vs. King Kong, but that never happened. Oh yeah, this book's got a lot of information about this lost canceled King Kong movie that was meant to happen, so I'm going to talk about a little bit of detail for the canceled Kong movie before I will conclude. But There was also another idea, was called Albert and Costello Meets King Kong, was meant to be released in the 1940s, but that never happened because of a license cost. From the character, always had to pay their license. Then until 1952 come around, the Eighth Wonder was a concept by Mary C. Cooper, with a proposal special effects director by Willis O'Brien. But this idea never happened. Until then, after they have a remake of The Lost World in 1960, Willis O'Brien decided to come up with something and make something that he wanted to make his own standalone sequel to the original King Kong, where Son of Kong never happened. He wrote his own story treatment proposal titled King Kong vs. Frankenstein. With Willis O'Brien was going to be as a director of special effects in the original idea. This is way before King Kong vs. Godzilla was planned. It was originally going to be King Kong vs. Frankenstein. So, after having a handshake negotiation with John Beck, John Beck hired George Washington to writing this third draft of this story titled King Kong vs. the Gingo, or known as King Kong vs. Prometheus. Well, they keep changing the name of Frankenstein monster to Prometheus in order to avoid Universal's wrath, because Universal made made a Frankenstein monster movie back in 1931. You don't want to get in trouble for that. There was a concept art where calling him Frankenstein monster fighting in San Francisco, and Carl Danvers was entered the story, recapturing Kong and taken to a boxing match between Kong and Frankenstein. Some guys never learn. Every studio, or American studio, that John Beck talked to trying to make this happening, but it never worked. Because the American studio turned John Beck's offer down until he sold the script to Toho and go behind Willis O'Brien's back, and it ended up become King Kong vs. Godzilla. So, I really suggest go check out GojiFan98's Godzilla-Thon, King Kong vs. Godzilla, to follow after this one. So that's all I have to say for Son of Kong. Stay tuned to next episode. I will reveal King Kong Escapes, the fourth King Kong movie, and the second Toho King Kong's movie, where it's not a sequel to King Kong vs. Godzilla. It's set up a standalone story. So stay tuned for that, and I will always stay with you fans and King Kong fan and GojiFan98's always be for more and do more videos in the future. So yeah, so stay with you fans as always. Sorry, my friends, and be safe as always. Bye!